Welcome everybody, this is Gage Williams, and today we are giving you an introductory to Awesomenauts, a new series that I'm hopefully going to be doing. This was a quick round. I'm going to be talking about the game a lot, but I just want to preface by saying, yes, this was against bots, and they aren't, I don't know what difficulty they are on, I don't even remember checking. I just wanted a really quick match, just for the sake of getting this video out and testing it with fraps and seeing how playable it was, and I wanted to make sure that the video was short and so on and so forth. Now that that's out of the way, Awesomenauts. For those of you unfamiliar, it's a bit of an obscure game. I never heard about it until I was gifted it by a friend. It is a 2D platforming MOBA. And MOBAs are multiplayer online battle arenas like League of Legends, Dota, so on and so forth. They are teams of players facing other players in sort of a more strategy-based fighting type of game, where the objective is to push turrets so that you can destroy the base at the end of their arena. And what's different about Awesomenauts is it is 2D. It is a platformer. It is turning a MOBA into a platformer, and I think that's really interesting. It's certainly weird. It's one of the most accessible MOBAs, not necessarily because of the platformers, but I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let me just restart here. Awesomenauts. It is a platforming MOBA. It is very strange. It is got a low cast of characters as of recording this. There's either 12 or 13. I don't know off the top of my head. I could name all the characters, but I don't want to waste video time to try and do that. It's either 12 or 13 as of the time of recording this. For those of you who actually know, Genji was the last added character, so that tells you about what point in time this video was made. Right now, we are on one of... Now, you may be confused. For those of you who actually know MOBAs, you may have noticed that there's only one lane in this right now, which means there's only one turret for each team in this middle area. This is the only map in the game that's like this. It isn't very well designed, I have to say, but I still find this map the most fun out of the three available at the present moment. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just kind of because it's not very well designed. You know where everybody is going to be. Sometimes it's fun to just kill people and not necessarily play the objective of pushing turrets and whatnot. Sometimes you just want to kill people, and this is the best map for doing that because you know where everybody is going to be. I mean, there's only one lane. There's only one lane. It splits into two after you take out the first round of turrets, but there's not much reason to push the bottom lanes at all, because the droids can't figure out how to get down there. Well, the regular walking ones that you're seeing, they can't figure out how to get down there. But so, anyway, right now, Awesomenauts. Just prefacing, as a series, I can't promise, if you've been watching the Man vs. Machine videos that I've been posting lately, oh, and you get a pick up there. I'm getting way distracted by my own gameplay footage. I apologize. If you've been watching the Man vs. Machine gameplays, the man-ups for Team Fortress 2 that I've been posting, Awesomenauts is probably going to be a lot like that. It is likely going to be a lot of live commentaries between me and my friends in private matches, because we actually do have 6 of us that play this game. This is a 3-on-3 game. So that works out perfectly. Why play random people when you can just play your friends? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you might see random matches, sometimes you'll see some post-commentaries. Occasionally you will see bot games if I'm like showcasing a new character or a balance update or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with the series, but we've been playing this game pretty much non-stop since the final members of our group got it. It's just a real blast, and I just had to try and get a gameplay footage out, just to make sure that I could record it, because I want to be able to record this series, and I definitely can. That is exactly what I wanted to have happen. So, to get into the specifics, this is also just kind of introducing Yuri, the character I am playing, who is my main, and He's one of the more under-chosen Awesomenauts, at least for, you know, regular play. I don't play competitive, I have no interest in playing competitive. But as far as just these public matches go, and private matches for that instance, Yuri's not often chosen. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just because Yuri is definitely one of the more stranger Awesomenauts to play. But I think he's very good, and the general consensus seems to be that he is very good and an asset to the team. And I don't know. To be honest, unlocking Yuri is what kept me playing this game. I might have just completely dispatched this game otherwise. Because, I don't know, I wasn't... It has the introductory problem that a lot of MOBAs have, in that it takes a while to learn everything. There is a lot to learn. Now, this is one of the more accessible MOBAs out there because of the small character cast. It's only 3-on-3. It is less strategy-based than it is, you know, platforming and actual aim and whatnot. I mean, there is strategy involved, for certain. I mean, you have to think about how to build your character to counter certain potential threats, and you have to know exactly where you're going, and you have to know the best routes for pushing turrets and such. There is strategy here. It is still a MOBA, but strategy is not necessarily the main focus of the game, and that is part of why I like it so much. I used to play a lot of League of Legends for about a single summer, and I just grew out of the game very fast. I mean, it's nothing against League of Legends, but I have never liked strategy games. It is pretty much my least favorite genre. I've just never enjoyed them that much. I do not enjoy playing them. I don't know, it always felt like I wasn't really in control of anything in strategy games. It always feels like I just pick a route. It's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure, I suppose, where I just make a decision and I hope it goes well. Where, in Awesomenauts, there's platforming skill involved, and some more aim, because everything is a platformer, it's 2D. And for me, that just clicks better, because I have always loved platformers. It is my favorite gaming genre. And I don't know, I've just always liked them. It's a good fit for me. Also, getting in the game now, when the cast is so small, like only 12 or 13 characters, it's easy to pick up and learn. I mean, it just takes a few solid hours of total play until you feel confident enough to the point where you have a general idea of what you're doing, who you're facing, and what you want to do to stop them. So, going back to the topic that I apparently just dropped, like, a long time ago, this is Yuri. He is a support character who has a focus on area denial, and this bubble is just one of the most versatile tools in the game. I mean, the mines, they are obviously area denial. They do a lot of burst damage, they have a very short cooldown, but they're stationary. They're very easy to dodge. You're meant to put them to limit their mobility. You'll notice throughout most of the game that I've been putting them on these little drop-through ledges. And the reason for that is to prevent characters from jumping, or at least to discourage it. It doesn't work so well with bots, because they don't think, they want to jump, so they jump. But for players, seeing a mine on that platform is going to make them reconsider jumping, and in this game, jumping is your only real method of dodging, unless you have an ability that repositions yourself, like there's some characters who can dash forward and whatnot. Other than that, jumping is your only mobility, because it's 2D. I mean, you can't just, like, flank left and right very effectively. That's not going to work too well. So the mines, heavy burst damage, area denial. The bubble. The bubble is one of the most versatile things in the game, as I've already said. The bubble's base stats are that it lowers opponent's speed by 35%. Now, when it says speed, it doesn't just refer to movement speed. In this game, unless it directly says movement speed, if it just says it slows or speeds up, it means everything. Projectiles, cooldowns, health regens, their mobility, obviously, their attack speed. Every aspect of their character is slowed down. The set I am running is I have even more slowdown, which buffs it up to about 80%, I think, if I remember right. Which means everything that is not on my team, that is in that bubble, will be having all of their stats 80% slower. That is a phenomenal ganking tool. That is a phenomenal lockdown. Phenomenal? I can't speak. Phenomenal lockdown tool. It is meant to either let you escape, because they're not going to chase you when they're 80% slower. It's not going to work. They're not going to effectively fight you either. I mean, look at this guy. He got off like 2 missiles in that whole time span. I mean, there's just nothing he can really do. Another upgrade I have on it is movement speed, or just speed in general, and this is a positive of 40% on my allies' speed. And this works just like the slow on the bubble. Everything is 40% faster while in this bubble. Movement speed, attack speed, cooldowns, regen, it's all 40% faster. The other thing, as you've clearly noticed since the beginning of the game to now, is size on bubble, which I think is pretty essential for positioning. As you may have noticed, I can fly. Yuri is one of only 2 characters in the game that is capable of permanent flight. The other being Vinny and Spike, who are an assassin class. Permanent flight is quite a positive aspect, but the downside for Yuri is that he is very slow while in the jetpack. Despite that, I will go into a more in-depth Yuri gameplay some other time. Like I said, this was just a very quick round. I just wanted to be sure I could record, and lo and behold, I can. Expect more Awesomenauts in the future. I'm not entirely sure how it'll be formatted, but it'll be there. See you guys soon.